Hello everyone, today I am going to discuss about the math functions of Java. While doing programming in Java, we often use the math functions. The math functions are a part of java.lang.math class. Math functions are very important in doing huge calculations. By using the math functions, we do not have to write much code. Just writing or using a function will do. It can help us calculate huge things. So let us make a new class and name it math. Here now I'm going to talk about few of the commonly used math functions. First, let me take import. Then we have to write java.util, then dot and asterisk and semicolon. Then we have to write class and give the name of the class. Then a bracket, and we have to write public static void main. Then another bracket. Then I'm going to end the function here, main function, and end the class here. Now within these two curly brackets we are going to write our code. So let us take the scanner. Here is C is the object, system dot in. So now I'm going to take some inputs. Before that, we have to print a message on the screen. So I'm going to write here enter number, and now I'm going to write here a is equal to c dot next int. First of all, I'm going to discuss about the math dot min function. So for showing the math.min function, we have to take two variables. So I have taken here the a variable, and now I'm going to take the b variable. Now let us copy paste this thing. And here we have to write b is equal to sc.nextInt. Now we have to take one more variable here for storing the output or storing the value. So now we have to print stem.out stem.out.println, and we have to write here c. Now let me write here c is equal to math dot min. Then there should be two brackets. Inside these brackets we have to put the arguments. So here we have to write a comma b. Now the function of math.min is to find that which number is smaller. Suppose if I enter the value of a as 5 and the value of b as 3, then this function will return 3 because 3 is the smaller number. 3 is smaller than 5, which is the value of a, and so 3 will be stored in this variable c, and it will also show 3 as the answer, because 3 is stored in the variable c. Now let us compile it and let us check the code. Let us run it. It's showing enter number. Let us enter 5, so it will be stored in the a variable, and again it's showing enter number, so let us enter 3. It will be stored in the b variable, and because 3 is smaller than 5, 3 will be further stored in c variable, and the output will be 3. So see here, the output is 3. Now let us write another code over here. Now I'm going to explain the math.max function. So everything will be same as it was before, just we have to change the mean into max. So c is equal to math.max within parentheses a comma b, and there will be a semicolon. So math.max function returns the maximum value, or returns the highest value or higher value among the two. So suppose if I enter the value of a as 5 again and b as 3, so now c will return 5, because it will choose the maximum value, so it will choose a variables, because it has 5 which is a higher value, and it will be stored in variable c, and it will display it. So let us run the code. Here it's showing enter number, so let me enter 5, and it's now showing enter number, so let me enter 3. Now the answer that I will get is 5. So see, answer is 5. Okay, now let us open the editor. We can add one more line over here, which will help in clearing the screen. So this is how we are going to add it. Now I am going to explain the math.pow function. So here let us remove max, and I am going to write math.pow, and rest other things will be same. The function of math.pow function is to raise a to the power of b. So suppose if I enter the value of a as 5 and the value of b as 3, it will return 125, because if I enter the value of a as 5 and b as 3, c will be equal to 5 to the power 3, which is equal to 5 into 5 into 5, which will be 125. So let us run the code. And before this we have to write double. We have to change all these data types into double. As it will always return our double value. So let us compile the code. Oh, it's showing variable c is already defined, so we have to remove double here. And now let us compile it. So there are no errors, and now we are going to run it. So it's showing enter number. Let me enter 5. It will be stored in variable a, and now we are going to enter 3. It will be stored in variable b, and variable c will be equal to 5 to the power 3, which is equal to 125. So it's showing 125.0. it is showing 0.0 because the data type was double. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the math.copySign function. Other things will remain the same, only we have to change, only we have to write math.copySign, and then we are going to write a comma b within parentheses. So the function of math.copySign is to return the first argument with the sign of the second argument. So suppose if I enter the value of a as 5 and the value of b as -3, so it will return -5. Or if I enter the value of a as 5 and the value of b as 3, it will return 5. So let us run this code. It's showing enter number, and let us enter the number 5, and now again it is showing enter number, so we will enter -3. So answer will be -5 because it will return the first argument with the sign of the second argument, and the sign of the second argument is minus. Had it been nothing before 3, it should have returned plus, so it will be -5. So it's showing -5.0. Now I'm going to talk about the math.hypot function. The work of math.hypot function is to find the hypotenuse of a given triangle. Suppose let us take a right angled triangle where two sides are given, and the hypotenuse and the value of the hypotenuse is not given, and we are asked to find the value of the hypotenuse. So what will we do? Suppose the side 1 is A and side 2 is B of the triangle. So the mathematical formula by which we find the hypotenuse is root over a square plus b square. So for finding out the hypotenuse of a triangle, we have to write a lot of code, but while using the math function math.hypot, we can easily get the answer by using this function. So let us compile the code, and let me give you an example. Suppose if I enter the value of a as 3 and b as 4, the result will be 5 because 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. If we add them, the answer is 25, and root over 25 is equal to 5, so it will return 5. Or if we enter the value of a as 12 and the value of b as 5, so a square is 144 and b square, that is 5 square, is 25. 144 plus 25 is equal to 169, and root over 169 is equal to 13. So Let us compile the code and run it. It's showing enter number. So let us enter the number 12. It will be stored in variable a. And now let us enter the number 3, or sorry 5. So the answer will be 13. Let us see what it returns. So it's returning 13.0. It is the correct answer. So now I am going to describe the math.ieee remainder function. This is a very important function in Java, very important math function in Java, which does the work of the modulus. Suppose if I enter the value of a as 5 and the value of b as 2, then it will return 1, because if we enter the value of a as 5 and b as 2, it will, so c will be equal to 5 modulus 2, that is 5 will be divided by 2, and after dividing it will return the remainder. So if I divide 5 by 2, the answer is 4, because 2 into 2 is 4, and the remainder is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So let us run the code. It's showing enter number. Let me enter 5, and now I will enter 2. Answer will be 1. So it's showing 1. Now let's open the editor. Now I'm going to describe the square root function. So let's erase this and this one also. So now I'm going to explain the math.sqrt function. So this is another useful function in Java which will return the square root of a given number. So suppose if I enter the value of a as 1600, it will return 40. If I enter the value of a as 25, it will return 5, because root over 25 is equal to 5. So if I use this function, the value of c will be equal to root over a. So let us compile this code, and now I'm going to run this code. It's showing enter number. Let me enter 25. So the result will be 5 or 5.0. So it's showing 5.0. This because root over 25 is equal to 5. Let's open the editor. Now I'm going to explain the math.cbrt function. Here this function returns the cube root of a given number in Java. Suppose if I entered the value of a as 1728, it will return 12, because 12 into 12 into 12 is equal to 1728. 12 into 12 is 144, and 144 into 12 is 1728. So let us run this code. Let us compile it, and now let us run it. It's showing enter number, so we will enter 1728. So it will return 12. The answer is 12. So it's showing 12.0. Okay. Now let us open the editor again. Now I'm going to show the math.signum function. This function can return only three values: 0, -1 and 1. It will return the value based on the value of the argument. If the argument is greater than 0, it will return 1. If the argument is lesser than 0, it will result -1. If the argument is equal to 0, it will return 0. So if I enter the value of a as 0, the value of c will also be 0. If I enter the value of a as 30, the value of c will be 1. If I enter the value of a as -30, the value of c will be -1. So let us run this code. Let's compile it and now run it. Let us enter 30 this time, and so the answer will be 1.0. So it's showing 1.0. And now let us run this code again. Now we will enter 0 this time, so the answer will be 0. It's showing 0.0. And now let us enter -30 this time. It will show -1 or -1.0. So it's showing -1.0. Now let us open the editor again. I will now talk about the ABS function. This is a very commonly used function in Java, which returns the absolute value of a given number. So suppose if I enter the value of a as -7, the value of c will be 7 or 7.0. If I enter the value of a as 7, then the value of c will be also 7. So the basic function of it is to return an absolute number, and also it will turn a negative number into a positive number, and if I enter a positive number, the positive number will remain the same. So let us compile it and run it. Let me enter -7. So the result will be 7. It's showing 7.0. Let me enter now only 7. It will show 7.0 again. So it's showing 7.0. Now let us open the editor once more. Now I'm going to talk about the round function math dot round math.round and math.rent function are almost the same. Math.round and math.rent. So I will talk about, in this video I will talk about the math.round function. The math.round function will accept a value of double data type, and it will round off the value and will return the value as so for example, if I enter 3.81 as the value of variable a, it will return 4, and if I give the value of variable a as 3.12, it will return 3 or 3.0. So let us run this code. Enter number is showing, so let us enter 3.81. so it will round off this value, so the answer will be 4.0. and let us again run this code, and now let us enter 3.18, and now let us run this code, so it will show 3.0. Now let us open the editor. Now I'm going to talk about the function math.toRadians. Math.toRadians. This is another useful function in Java which helps in conversion. It converts degrees to radians. Suppose if I entered 180 degree, it will show the value of pi. Math.radians function will make the value of c a into pi by 180. So c is equal to a into pi by 180, and the value of pi is 22/7 or 3.14159. so let us compile it. Now let's run the code. Let us enter 180 and let's see what it shows. Yes, so it's showing the value of pi 3.141592653 and so on and on. And now let's open the editor, and I'm going to now talk about another function. It's math.toDegrees. Let's compile the code. So the function of math.toDegrees function is to convert a value from radians to degrees. So the math.toDegrees function will make the value of variable c to store the value a into 180 by pi. To convert radians to degrees, the formula is a into 180 degree by the value of pi. So let's enter 1 and let's see what it returns. Let's enter 1. It's showing 57.29577. So in Google there is a calculator which will help to convert degrees to radians and from radians to degrees. So you can check using that calculator whether the values that are being shown in Java using the functions dot math dot to radians and math dot to degrees are correct or not. I think the result will be the same. So there are many more functions in Java like math.nextUp, math.nextDown, math.subtractExact, math.addExact, math.floorMod, math.floorDiv, math.scalp, math.ulp, and on. So I am not discussing about those functions or else the video will become longer. So that's all for today.